Hey guys, Rick Fletching here with a little Black Swan how-to. So the new Black Swan you can order with scales. That's the new riser that we've come up with, and it has replaceable scales with what other color you might want. So anyway, just to show you how to do that, how easy they are to change out. And what I'll do is I'll go grab the camera, bring it over closer, and give you a view of this. But all you will need is an Allen wrench and a different set of scales from Black Swan. I'm going to remove these and put carbon scales on. You can use some double-sided tape. I'm probably not going to. I just wanted to share that with you, or if you don't plan on swapping them out, you can put a little dab of silicone or a little dab of hot glue or rubber cement, whatever type glue you want that doesn't harden real hard and kind of mess up underneath your scales, something you'd have to clean up very much. But at the end of the day, it's your bow, it's up to you. All right, it is as easy as it looks. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the camera in close. Let me get this dropped down. Hopefully that will show what we want to do. Let's see here. So the scales that are on here, they literally come off with one Allen wrench screw. And of course, I know you guys know how to do this. You could definitely take them off yourself. Just showing you that you can get different scales and how simple it is to change those out. And these are water protected. I like that. That's cool. Hopefully they show it on the camera. All right. So I just popped off like that. So what you can do is just make sure you have the same side on there. You can just pop them right back on. And if you wanted to put a little adhesive or anti-slip agent under it, you can definitely do that. One thing you don't want to do is over tighten this. You don't want to just crank it down. There's no need to. Straighten it up the way you want it and snug her down. That's it. That's really all there is to changing out the scales on a Black Swan bow. We'll go ahead and do the other one. I should have laid this out a little better for you guys. I'm sorry. Hopefully I don't have these on upside down. That'd really look funny, but of course, you know, if you're doing this yourself, it's not a big deal. It's not hard to put them on or take them off. I've had like a ton of coffee this morning, so I've got the shakes a little bit. The main thing you want to do is get everything all lined up. And then the carbon's super stout. I mean, you can tighten it pretty good, but what you want to do is basically just snug her down. And that's all you need. If you've got tons of pressure on here when you're shooting, you probably need to work on your shooting style just a little bit. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. But anyway, this is the carbon. This is that shoot-through riser. It's kind of a prototype. Arvid hurt his shoulder and he has to shoot a different form, so he come up with this. So he can shoot a little different, and he shoots great with it. Be good for bow fishing. There's a lot of ways that this bow could be advantageous to you. And then this is my baby here, the one I shoot with all the time. And I'm gonna swap the scales out on it, and you can see this is a homemade flipper rest here with a plunger. And I've got a little piece of tape on it. I tried a little thicker spring wire, and it's just, to me, on this magnet, it's a little too strong. So I've put a little piece of tape, hopefully that's showing up, a little piece of tape here, just to hang the feather just enough to fold it out of the way, much easier. And then it comes off this plunger. Anyway, shoots amazing. What I'm shooting right now, you can see I've kind of got an assortment of fletches on here I'm playing with. I know these are a lot bigger, you know, the 5-inch, 4-inch, and then little 4 fletch veins. But I've been trying these with a 300 grains up front, and they fly amazing. I don't need that big of fletchings on the back. These are 250 spine. This is a 50-pound bow. I know that sounds pretty stiff, but it shoots great. You know, I shoot a full-length arrow, which is one reason, and I shoot a plunger, flipper rest. So with all those items going on, I still get a pretty clean arrow flight. Probably a 350 would be better with this much weight up front. A little bit softer shaft. I am getting a little bit of tail out, you know, about 5 feet out from the bow, but it's gone just like that. So I've got these 250s, I'm shooting them. They have amazing penetration. Anyway, I'm shooting the VAPs with 300 up front, and they're just penetrating unlike anything I've ever shot before. All right, guys, I'll get out of your way. And I know it's just a short little video, but just so you know, you can swap out the scales on the new Black Swan riser. And there's, you choose the wood or carbon, whatever you want on there, and we can sure do it. All right, guys, sorry I can't get everything in the frame. I don't have a videographer right now, so she's asleep. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. And that's the little Black Swan setup. And let me straighten this out. I'll show you something I've covered before in older videos, but flip this up, is how I have my quiver upside down on my bow. That's the way I've done it for 20 years. I started out doing that way, shooting a small compound. I had a 29-inch compound, and my arrows literally were longer than the bow, and I had to flip them over or they would hit the ground. And so I started doing that, and I realized it is far superior. So when I'm shooting natural covered feathers, or even these, but usually I shoot natural colored feathers when I'm turkey hunting, I can cover my face with my feathers. I can get behind that, kind of break up my face, or when I'm in a tree stand, I'll hold that across my face. If they're looking up at the tree at me, I just freeze. The arrow, the heavy part's down, the light part's up. I can be out there shooting. I was just out practicing this morning, shot, you know, what, 50 or 100 rounds through there. None of my arrows come out. They didn't vibrate loose because the weight's down and the feathers are up. Anyway, if you guys want to try that, it really works good for me. And I do carry a little rubber band that when I'm going through the woods, I will just strap around all my arrows but one, so that when I'm going through the woods, I have one arrow that I can quickly get a hold of and pull it out and shoot, and not fiddle with those. But it keeps them from rattling around if I'm doing a stalk or hanging on a bush and pulling out of my quiver, which I have had before. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that, all right? And hopefully it works for you. Oh, there's a couple of the deer I've killed right there. And Black Swan. All right, guys, I'll catch you later. Black Swan's a killing machine.